Okay, so we are back. Had a bit of an issue there. Don't know what happened, but strange. Weird things going on. Okay, so we can carry on with this. Set up this operation, and it is a drag drop operation, and then what we can do is pop that in there. Right, now the question is, this is the wrong thing. I've goofed there. Okay, so we can have a function. It's on drop connector. Okay. And this is going to be operation, and this one as well is operation. It's going to be drag drop operation. And this is going to plug into here. Okay. We'll worry about that in a second. Okay, I'll leave that there. Now this might have to change, because this actually might end up being like cast to connector. This one here. Okay. But we're going to have to test it. Then we've got our on drop. Then we've got our on drop connector. The operation is going to go in here. Right, we don't really bother about the return. Okay. So we're ready to test this out, except we're not. Right, because what we need to do is find out where these are actually, well, we know where they're done, it's here, right? So what we need to actually do here is refresh nodes. Okay. Then that image is going to go there. Then we're going to find out where we get in the hotbar. Well, they both come from here. Okay, now we've got that done, we can save it. Okay. Right, now this is the part we're interested in. So we step into, we step over, and apparently we have a drag drop operation. So it's not the first one, and it's not that one. Right, so that's kind of how I thought it was going to go there. So that's connector row name. Okay. And that's all okay. And it's actually this one that's going to get changed. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, that's okay, but we need to check the blanks because the blank is going to be an issue here, I believe, but we should be able to swap them. Okay, so at the moment we should be able to swap them, which is cool. So we can just continue this on. Okay, so if we do that, Well, apparently it didn't do it. Okay. Ah, we're passing a tag. Okay. Right, so this will be on drag detected. We've got hotbar index and key index. Right. Right, so I think the best idea here is to look at our FE controller to see how our array is looking at this point. And okay, that's the functions. Now we're looking at player options per se. Connector, yeah, we can see the hotbar connector. Right, so we'll go controller. So here's our connector hotbar, and it didn't change a darn thing. Okay. Well, at least we know it isn't changing a thing, so we can tell from here what the hotbar index is going to be, etc. And we're looking at the on drop here. Okay, so we'll drag the conveyor so it's index 1 on index 2. Okay, so we step into here. Then we step over. Eh? I didn't plug this back in. You foolish man. Okay, well that's sorted out. Alright, let's see what we've got here. step into, step over, over, over. Right, that looks good to me. Resume, bang. Did this. Okay, dokie. So we've got none. So what that would tell me is this is nothing. Right. That would tell me that this connector row name is nothing. Okay. And yeah, because we didn't fill it in. Okay. Hi, David Fontes. Welcome back, mate. How are you? ¿Cómo está? Okay, so we should have only one more thing to check once this is working. Right, now this connector row name, yep, we're going to resume that, and there we go. So those are working fine. Now, so we want to move this into position 8, and that's fine. Now we've got to check that it works the same way for these. And I didn't think it would, to be fair. So the point here is interesting. Right, we're dropping it onto that. So really what it is that we are dropping this onto a connector, so it works fine because we're dropping onto this. The blank is the issue here, right? So when we drop onto this is the issue. Right? Which would suggest that we don't cast to this. What we do is we cast to connector. to individual connector button. Right, so that gets put in there. And that goes to there. Then we can remove this. Yeah, we can remove that. Right, we can leave that as is. We can say connector row name. Right, we'll do this just the same, right? Because it's not going to make any difference. And that should be us. Right, so now we're ready for a test again. And we should be able to drag our conveyor belts, etc., onto an empty slot. And there we go. Now it isn't removing this one, but the question is whether it should or not. Don't know, but yeah, working. So that's good. So I'm going to have a little break for a minute. I need to go and do something. Basically get rid of some water, because we've just had a tropical downpour. I shall be back just shortly and we'll start looking at something else. Don't go anywhere. Right guys, we're back. I got myself a coffee and we're ready to go again. Hi Mama Psycho, hello my friend, how are you today? Right, so we have our... You know what, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to go to our individual building button and I'm going to go and we're going to go to mouse and we're going to go on mouse button down, right? And I'm going to try something. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm thinking this is something to do, well, okay, I'm not thinking that at all. What I'm thinking is there might be something to do with the fact that other parts of this weren't right at this point, and that's why it wasn't working. But let's check it to see if the left mouse button does now work on this. No. Okay. Okay, it was worth a try. It was worth a try. So we'll leave that as is. I'm guessing that there might be another way to do this. Let's have a look at the overrides. See what other overrides we have. Alright, preview mouse button down? What's that? That's an interesting one. I'll maybe do a little bit of investigation into that. We might be able to use the on preview down in one of the different scenarios and then use the normal mouse down on another. Worth a go, I suppose. Right. So, where are we now, basically? Well, we have our fully configurable hotbar is where we are. Right, we can drag these around. We can swap them over. Then we can add them from the other place which we have tested. Right, if we go to O to here, we can drag these in perfectly fine. We can resume, disable that breakpoint and resume. And there we go, that's all working smashing. Right. But we do know that that mouse button thing doesn't work. Right, now there is a quick way to fix that if we want. Right, oh, we go to designer. Is that the right thing? Oh, that wasn't the mouse button, that was maintenance, wasn't it? Right, so that was hot bar maintenance. Management even. Right, so if we go to the designer of this. Right, so we can basically do on clicked, and as a short-term solution we can just go like that, and that'll close both of them. And that'll be done. Right. So if we look at our game now, the question now is basically, what do we need to do? Right, what do we need to do? So we've got our hotbar now, and that means that this can go, this can probably go, this can go. Right. So yeah, there's that. But there was one thing that I had to do. Okay, and what that was if we actually bring this up, you'll notice Refiner 2 is there, but it shouldn't be there. Right, because we haven't actually unlocked it. So that was the last part of the issue, basically. Okay, so we need to go into our DT buildings, right, and here is our Refiner 2. Now here's the thing. Right, okay, what we need is in our menu buildings, we need a new variable. Okay, and it's going to be unlocked at start. Okay, so basically everything that's unlocked at start will be on the hotbar and available to customize the hotbar. But if it's not available at start or unlocked at start, right, we need to check if it's actually been unlocked. Okay, now we need this variable for both the buildings and the connectors. Okay, So unlocked at start, and save that. Okay. Now, another thing I just noticed there, it might be now viable that the buttons that remain, which will be research, possibly power, stats, grid maybe. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, maximum 5. Right, we could actually put them along the top here. Which would leave the right hand side free for some other stuff. Or, because there's only 5 of them, we could actually put them in here. Then we could obviously move this to a different location. And then this would be free for messages and stuff, if that's what we wanted to do, right? So I'm just thinking of the permutations around what we want to do here. So at the moment, right, we're taking away 3 menus, right? We're taking away 3 menus, which is going to leave us with 1, 2, 3, let's say 4, 5. Interesting. And there's no reason to say we couldn't fit them in here. Right, we could actually do quite a number of things here now. But in the meantime, unlocked at start is going to be basically true for all of these. Well, I actually saved that just now, right? If we go back to our buildings, we say true, we save that, then we say true, save that, and then we go to our DT buildings menu and then set that to false. Right? Actually, no we don't. Have we put this in the wrong place? No, I don't believe so. Right, so that's true. But this one should be false. Right? And then when we bring up our hotbar management, right, what we're going to have to do is in here we get this row, okay, that's going to be an and. Well, actually no. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to check that Right, that equals that. And then once we've checked that that equals that, we're going to have to check this. Right, and if it's unlocked at the start, we say do your thing. Right, so now it should not show Refinery 2 by default. Right, as you can see, there's no Refinery 2 here, which is cool. Right, so if we stop that, then we shall make a function we can see building is unlocked. Okay, and now we have to go through and work out whether that building has actually been unlocked. Right, so we get the controller actually we don't. We get the game instance. Well, actually we can get a controller, get a controller, then instance, then we say get that. Okay. And then we do for each. Actually, it can be a for each with break. Because if we do find it, then we want to jump out of it. Right, we might need a local variable for this, but we're going to be breaking out of this. Right, and then we've got buildings unlocked, connectors unlocked. Okay. So we are in fact going to need a local variable for this. Right, so we'll call it temp unlocked, and it's going to say false to begin with. And this is going to be, going to have an input building, and it's probably going to be a name actually. Yeah, it's going to be a name. I'm going to, okay. So we're going in there. We're doing this. We're dragging this in. Setting it to false to begin with. Which is all nice and dandy. Right. Then we're doing a for each on that. Okay. And we drag that in there. Then if this equals this equals that, we branch off this. Right. And if it's true, we set this to true. And then we bomb out. Okay. Right. Once we're worried with that, we basically return unlocked, and that's going to be a bool. It's going to go here. We're going to temp on, we're going to get it, and we're going to plug that in there, and we're going to plug that in there. Oh, no dear, that's not what we want. We want status and we branch on that. Right, so basically if this is complete we can carry on. If it's not complete then basically we do not. Okay. And there we go. Save that. That's going well. Right, we'll just drag this across a bit. That'll make it a bit neater. That's nice. We'll take that. Right, so now we're checking. Well, we need to pass in the building name, of course. But what we're doing is we're checking this when we go into the buildings. So it's building management, isn't it? Right, so if this is false, we basically say on a building unlocked. Building is unlocked. Right? I can go in there. Okay. So that's good. Right. So basically now we're going to have to test it. So what we're going to actually have to do here is we are going to have to add a branch here . And if it's true, we go up here. Right, and we're going to have to do the same thing for the connectors in here. But now that we've done it once, it should be pretty straightforward. Right, but we are going to have to test it. And before we test it, actually, I am going to remove my save files. Okay, so that's that done. I've removed all save files from the thing. So we're going to create a new game. We'll call it ref for refinery, I suppose. right? So what we're gonna have to do is, well, easily the first thing we do is we do that, right? We do a probe here, then basically do that, do that, but the interesting thing is, yeah, right, we've done that, that's cool. Horrible moment, I thought there that I hadn't actually done the programming to set that up properly, but I have. Right, so that's going to be research, that's going to be that. Already set that one up. So we can go to our conveyor belt. Let's start that up. Okay. Oh, darn it. It was copper. Forgot to even take that into account. I was frantically hitting 3 there, guys. It's actually J, because I've set the hot bars up. Right, we've got bauxite this time, so we're okay. Right, so we are set up for refining. That's interesting. Hey. We'll try it again, shall we? Alright, I'm not going to do that for now. Going to find out. Okay, we're bauxite, right? We're going to save it. Okay, and then we're going to select our research. and get this going first. Okay. Okay. Right. So there we go. And get this to speed itself along a bit. And if we press this, we get that, we get that. And basically what we want to happen is when our thing pops up telling us that our first refining has been unlocked, and we press that again, we should get the right thing. We should get refining 2 unlocked. Right, we need to hurry it up a bit though. There's another one. And another one. And another one. I should probably spin this around because this is going to look a lot more cool to anybody watching. Okay, so we've got this. Refining has got 2 to go, or sorry, research's got 2 to go. And there's another one. It's probably only got 1 to go anyway. Pretty much. So let's see what happens, shall we? It's going to come up any second. There we go. So now we're going to go in there. We're going to step into, we've got refiner 2. Okay, now it looks like it looks like what we need to do here is we need to, oh, it's not so bad. Actually, yes, you can. Now, that's not saying every single game could use blueprints. You may need some optimization that only C++ would give you, but it depends what your game is. But yes, you can. You could. And if you're making a AAA game, I don't think you would be asking me that question. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to replace that. God, I hate this node. You mean C++? Okay, I'll take it you mean C++. And the answer's still the same. I don't know. How fast do you learn stuff? How much do you know in advance? How much have you done up until now? How many other languages have you learned up until now? How long did it take you to learn them? Who knows? I don't know. Impossible question to answer, I'm afraid. Oh, I still don't know. How can I answer that question? I don't know how fast you learn. Let me put it to you this way, it's going to take you a heck of a lot more time to learn C++ than it would to learn how to use blueprints, because blueprints are based on C++, right? They're just basically all the same things you have, and if you're a web developer, you will recognize most of the things in it, like for next loop with break, branch, which is an if then, all of those things. It's based on C++, which is still based on the same things that every other computer language has, like increments, all of that stuff. So, and you can do the C++ implementation later if you want. You can bring stuff across. There's a couple of things you can do. But as I said, it's a bizarre question to ask. Can you use a blueprint for a AAA game? If you're going to make a AAA game, your technical lead has already made that decision for you. In which case, you know if you're using blueprints or not. Right, another point is, otherwise you're not making a AAA game, you're making an indie game. There's no such thing as an indie AAA game. Right. So the next thing we need to do is, I don't know actually. What were we actually? Oh, we need to rebuild this. Right, we'll just do it for the start. So this is going to be ref 3. Okay. Okay, so that is, we know that's a copper, so we know we need to build another mine. Which is fine. Okay, so yeah, we need to select our refining, close that, and then we need to select our recipes. That's okay. And now the clues in the title of the live stream to whether I'm using Unity or Unreal Engine. Alright, so we'll add some workers to speed up production, then we'll speed up time dilation to make things go a bit fast. Ah, I'm an idiot. Right. Keep forgetting to check. Keep forgetting to check. I should basically change these back to just bauxite again. Just so that I know that I'm getting bauxite every time. But that's testing for you. Right, we don't change that there. We do refining, close that. And that's copper. I've no idea, mate. No idea. Never done any course. So I wouldn't be able to tell you what course, because I've never done any. Right, so we're going to do our conveyor belts. Close that. Shut up down. Open that. Do that. Bang that across. Go in there. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, I learned without any course. Having said that, I did have 35 years of programming experience, but never done a course on that either. Right, so we have our bauxite coming out of here, then being produced and being processed into iron ore, then it's being smelted into iron sheets, then it's being fabricated into research flasks, and then it is the research flags are being used by the research to investigate refining. Then the whole point of this is the fact that once refining is finished, it's going to open up yes, I made this alone. Right, and the thing we're testing at the moment is our customizable hot bar. Okay, so you can customize the hot bar. For example, I can drag this button onto here, right? And then this button will do something like it should. You can customize the buttons on the hot bar, but the thing at the moment is that I want this is going to unlock refinery, right? And refinery 2 should then become available to put on the hot bar. Okay, so refinery 2 should become available here. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Or at least that's what I hope is going to happen. Well, that's what's going to happen in the end, right? Whether it will work right now or whether it works in 10 minutes time when I fix it is irrelevant. It's going to work, right? But we're at about 60%. We need a little bit more. And right. So we can slow that down. And we should be about ready to, is it going to, yeah, it's on its last one. So we should get the message pretty soon. Right. So refining is complete. I don't know why that's all black, that inside picture. I'm going to check that. That's been annoying me since last night. Anyway, if we hit O now, break into it, right, and we're in here now, and we step into, right, and we step over, over, and our building should say refiner 2 with no spaces. And I do believe that this is going to work. But it didn't. Wait a minute. Wait, a dog. Right, let's have a look at this again. Right, at least we can muck about with this now. Right, so we have refiner 2. Is it unlocked? No, it's not unlocked. Okay, why is it not unlocked? Well, it's not unlocked. Probably we're going to put a breakpoint in here. Right. So we're going to do that. We're going to close that down. We're going to hit the button again. Right. So we're passing in Refiner 2. Okay. Now the question is Refiner 2 in this array? Or is it something else? And there is an easy way to find out. And it is not in there. Right. So it's in research. I do not want to stop this. Right. So we can go back into hotbar management, right? And we are looking in the research items. Struct research items, okay? And I'm guessing that we're going to have to stop it. Well, right, I'll tell you what we can do. Right, we can actually save it here. Then it won't matter if it's kind of mucked up a bit. Right, because as long as the research is saved, it's fine. Right? Because the code's going to work. Okay, but the thing is, we need to stop it for now because what we want to have a look at this research items, right, and what data table they're based on. So I'm guessing we're going to be looking in here, and we're going to be looking in here, and it's research items, right? Yes, I made this alone, by the way. Masawar Shah. Hopefully I've got your name right there. And there we go. Refiner did not actually unlock Refiner 2. It unlocked Miner 1. Right? But if we change this to Refiner 2 2, right, this will unlock Refiner 2. This was just a test, by the way. Miner 1 does actually unlock Miner 2, but it shouldn't be available on the hotbar anyway, because you can't actually build a miner. Now that may change, but for the moment. Right, so we've got all our stuff, and we've reloaded our current research, right? So if we hit this button, we should have seen Refiner 2. But the problem is that it has saved the data table in its current state. So we need to actually start a new game again, which is a bit of a bummer, but there you go. Right, so we shall call it ref 5. And we basically go through the same rigmarole of what we did before. Okay, set this up to run. Right, we'll set that up. It's cool. So we set the research to refining. Close that, check that. It is bauxite. Save that. Do that. Right, we've set up all those, but we haven't spun them round, so we'll do that first. Right, so now that they're spun round, we can do that. And that. That. Then we can speed things up a bit. Right, that should be everything sorted out. Right, so off goes. Right, and we'll save it at that before it has updated. Well, that's not going to make any difference, so it's going to update the... It's going to update it itself anyway. Right, so we're getting on. Right, there's refining done. And we still do not have refiner 2. Right, so I would have to say what and where is this thing actually breaking? Right. So we're getting struct game instance and this step over. If it's complete, it's saying it's true. Right. And apparently step over. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Alright. I think what we're going to have to do here is actually say or this thing here, this struct research items, what actually is it at this point, right? Close that for now. What is this at this point? And what are the actual items? Right? Because it looks to me that the research items are not what I think they are. So I think what we'll do, we'll drag these out a bit, right? We'll branch on this. Right. And I think we'll call it for now. So if you've enjoyed the stream, hit subscribe and like, check the description, and add my previous game on Steam to your wishlist. Or join the Patreon, or buy the game, or you're welcome to join Discord. I shall see you tonight at 8 PM when I'll be back. So have a good afternoon, and bye bye for now.